always worked for new people. Okay, I felt a lot of comfort there. I felt people were always a little bit more. It was, for me personally, it was easier to approach people about our opportunity than even the clients, because I felt people were struggling. You know, the 5 reasons we recruit people, right? They need extra money, they dislike their job, they want to learn about finance, they want to run a business, or they want to help people. It was much easier to talk to people about that as opposed to just about the products, you know. But so I did that in indirect way through hiring people, training about 10 to 15 new people at a time that needed to be field trained. That's how I got all my appointments. Okay. And you know, now in today's Primerica with emergency contacts and referrals, and we're just much better and streamlined at the KT. If you combine the recruiting directs consistently with referrals and building your book of business and revisiting clients, man, you have a lethal combination. Okay. And, you know, I don't know, you know, how many interviews I've done already this month or last month or the last year. I mean, people are still coming out. Okay. So, you know, people come out, you don't have to give them crazy amount of information. They're still hungry. They're still motivated. You know, I still run 90% of the same phone script I used before, and I do the interview the same way. Mm-hmm. And you can still hire somebody. Now, certain things, I think age groups matter. But, you know, I think you should try to recruit younger people. Okay, they're, for the most part, they're less jaded. They still are possibility thinkers. When I say that, I feel me, right? At 39 years old, I'm old. So I'm not saying it like, but I want to be young at heart, me personally, and I want to recruit younger people, right? 20, 21, 22, 18, 19. I think 23 to 25 is probably the sweet spot, right? So you can fight me on it all you want, or you can listen, okay? That doesn't mean there aren't exceptions to the rule, but they're exactly what those are, exceptions, okay? We'll recruit anybody and everybody if they have a willingness and they're a good person. I'm not saying you turn people away, but think in your mind, go young, recruit younger people, okay? Now, yes?
What are the 5? Needing money, disliking the job, wanting to learn about finance, wanting their own business, and what?
Helping. Okay, so on the interview, okay, on the interview, when we're interviewing people, how long should your interviews go? Write it down. Write down what you think. Write the number. Okay, first interview. You can give me a range. Minimum, I guess minimum, there's really no minimum because you don't sometimes look at 5 minutes, you know, okay, but a range. Tiffany.
I'm thinking 30, 40 minutes.
30. Great. Okay. Longest, an hour. Okay. Longest, an hour. You should not be going longer than an hour. More is not better. Okay. I know some of you guys love talking. Okay. And you think people love to hear you talk. Okay. Always remember this. Okay. Some people, it's impossible for them to tell you no. Okay? It's impossible. They cannot say no to you. And so they will pay $124 just to leave. Okay? And they'll pay much more than that. Because some of you guys have been got by timeshare, and you know what I'm talking about. Okay? You're paying off a timeshare right now that you bought because you got closed from a 2-hour presentation, right? Anybody ever been to a timeshare presentation? Right? Are they pretty intense? And they're it was hard for me. I remember I went to Vegas one time and they gave like $200 gambling credit. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. Dude, that was the worst experience of my life. Definitely not worth the $200. I mean, and I was close. I was close to giving them like 30 grand. I don't even know what they were going to charge me. And that sounded like nothing. I said no. Somebody else came in. I said no. Somebody else came in. I said no. I mean, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. It was the worst experience of my life. I'll never even sign up. Regardless of the product. Actually, the product could have actually been good, but I was just sucked. Okay? So your job is to meet with them several times over the first week or two. And if people think that your meetings are going to be extremely long and verbose, they're not going to want to keep meeting with you. Now, I think you need to be thorough. I think you need to build rapport. I think you need to answer questions. I think you need to talk about our company and our story and all that stuff. And I don't want to shortchange anybody, but you just got to move fast. Okay? Especially now. People don't got all the time in the world to be meeting people. All right? You have to really value people's time. So, when you're interviewing people, just like a kitchen table appointment, okay, and I'm saying this for me, okay, because I mean, like I said, this is the locker room, right? So, I don't know how this is gonna sound, right? But, yeah, I mean, you start thinking like you're something, right? You should listen to me. I'm successful. I'm a NSD. I make money, I have money. I'm living the American dream, right? I mean, I run a business, I have an awesome family, and, my life's not perfect, but I can help you, They don't care, man. They don't care. They do not care, right? They don't care. I have a nice car. They don't care. They don't care who you are, what you've done, how long the company's been around. They don't care, okay? Always remember that. Your job is to solve problems. So number one, we have to identify a problem. That's the biggest thing from an interview. And so what I do, the reason why I tell my story, why is it important to tell your story?
So they can relate to something.
Okay. And when you say relate, you're right. Okay, that is the right answer. So let me preface that. How? Go ahead. That's fine. Okay. Right. That you were a disaster too. Now, again, interviews, just like KT's, right? We have to display happy people taking the pills. Okay? People that are actually enjoying doing this business. Right? Any company that's trying to brand, especially online or on television, they're not showing depressed examples of people on TV using the product. Right? Right? They don't show the iPhone and say, man, this is $1,500. It's going to send you to the poorhouse by getting right? No, the vibrant colors, a family, fun, the phone, you're cool. It's something new. It'll give you a boost of energy, right? You can do all this stuff. You're exclusive. You'll be the best person in your neighborhood. All this stuff that people want. You get the girls, you get the guy, you're the hero, whatever it is. So, right, you're that person. You're the advertisement, right? So you got to look like something. You got to talk like something. That doesn't mean that you have to be the most, but you got to, you're on television, man, right? Dragging in. You can't be, pulling your clothes out of the trunk of your car, right? Use an iron, right? I mean it. Your interview is game time, man. Look like something. Sell the product. It's you. Okay? But then remember, they don't care how long the company's been around. They don't care who invented the company. They don't care that you're 3 levels away from, $1 million earner. They don't care about that. Okay? They care, ultimately, can you help me solve my problem? Now, the trick, Amanda, is identifying the problem, because they don't want to identify it. So what I do to, like Donald said in the KT, to loosen them up, is I say, I was feeling terrible about myself. I had debt. I had a dead-end job. I hated my job. Right? I felt overworked. I felt underpaid. My boss, I didn't want to go down this road for 30. You know, I'm saying these things just so I'm loosening them up. I'm not talking about it. Now, yes, I am going to exert my authority later. Okay? Because look, two things. Empathy. You have to be empathetic. Okay? I understand what you're going through. Okay? Write that down. You have to be empathetic. I understand what you're going through. But then comes the authority. I can help you. That's why you guys, okay? Excuse my language. You got to get your shit together. Got to put the activity in. Got to put the work in. Got to get your schedule down. You don't have to be a finished product, but you have to be a positive example of the business. But you got to identify the problem. Why are they here? Now we do that, I do that through illustrations, right? I'll do that through the cash flow quadrant. I will do that. I talk here. I want to see if they can agree with me on the frustrations of being an employee. This isn't you. This is a graphic on how people make money. Do you see the problem here? Mm-hmm. What's the problem? Your employer controls you. What's the problem? Your employer pays you money. What's the problem? Your employer does better if you do worse financially. That's the problem. What's the problem? There are jobs of reverse auction. There are a lot of other people that will do your job cheaper than you. So this is a broken system. Don't apologize for it. Now, how you say it's important, okay? But this is the mentality. Revenues minus expenses is the problem. So I know your problem right now is lack of money, but finding a better job, that's the problem. And I need them to agree with me. I need them to confirm it, because it doesn't matter what I say, it matters if they believe that. Then I'll talk to them about being self-employed, and I'll open up a whole new world to them. And you know, you can actually do things on your own. And if you can learn how to become self-employed, you can at least make money and create your own schedule. Now, there are problems there, and I'll talk about that, but, you know, my question, you know, my brothers hurt me. This is something that I just started asking. I really like it now. I did it in my op meeting. I really never did it in my interview. Now I do it. I say, hey, if you could be self-employed, make your own schedule, and not have, like, you know, the normal job commute, this, that, right? Still softening it. And say make 70,000, or you could have a job and make 100,000, but it's a job. What would you choose? I don't know how many times I've asked that, maybe 10. Not one person has said 100,000. Think about that. Think about that. And you know, now I may ask them, I say why or something like that. I want them to, like, tell me why. Why? I want them to say, I hate my job. I hate my boss. I hate the commute. Man, if I could have my own schedule, I want to see if they're willing to pay a price. Yeah, I would do anything to have my own schedule. Really? Anything? Okay. Right. I'd do anything to be at home with my kids all day. Really? Anything? Okay. Because I agree with that. I would do anything, and I did do anything. And I did anything and everything. So, okay. I agree with you. We'll see. I will go through the problems with being self-employed. Then I really sell the right side, right? The right side, business owner, investor, passive income, freedom, right? All that stuff, 90%, all the stuff I went over a few weeks ago, okay? You can watch the training later. But we have to identify the problems. Okay? It's not you. They have to identify the problems, and you're there to help them because that's what they care about. Okay? All right. Let's go to the end of this. That's why I wanted to do this. I'm not going to go through any of this stuff. Concept. And that's why, right, you explain, I will do one thing. You explain the concept and the idea, and then talk about the concept and the idea of helping middle-income families, teaching people about money. There's a tremendous need that has created the largest financial services company. Okay? Okay. Shanda, do you have this in your interview?
What?
This slide?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is.
This is yours.
Yeah.
This is not my interview. I found the rat. I knew I would. When I saw Amanda with this, I was fuming yesterday. Where'd you get this? This is Shondel's. Now I see the rat. Anybody seen The Departed?
Yes.
Cheese eating rat.
Are you looking for a sponsor?
I'm looking for the distribution slide.
Oh, yeah.
The wheel.
No. I know. It's on another folder that I never use. It's in my deleted file folder out there. Yes. It's the hidden stuff.
This is that.
Your phone. It's behind.
Oh, man.
So we all here.
I thought it was my brother's. That's his ringtone.
Made me feel like family.
Oh, man.
Huh? All right. You got it, Shonda? Make this like I normally had it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So when you're talking about compensation, okay, this is where you have to really normalize our interview process. Okay. And again, we're not going to apologize for how we do business and how we make money. But we also have to understand how people think and their frame of reference. And their frame of reference is what? If I work, I get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Their frame of reference is commission and performance is risky, right?
Right.
Their frame of reference is why would I work harder and make more money if that doesn't compute to me? Why wouldn't I go to someplace and just have a schedule and you know what I mean? Like that's the way they think. So you have to sell the benefits of it, right? Like and you know, we used to always do a training. I just want you to understand this, right? And look, I know some of you guys are part-time in here, and that's okay. I'm not, but if you think about how an employee views our compensation, okay, and says, oh, well, wait, I only get paid when I help a client. So if I actually did not help a client, I don't get paid. And so the process of getting the client, I'm not gonna get paid, it's only if I get the client. So if I actually do all this work and I don't get the client, that work was in vain. Okay, think about it how, like me, right? And I'm not saying I always felt like this. I did not always think like this. But now, like if I were to apply for a job, right? And I put my resume together and I went, did accounting work that I was doing before. What would I say? Wait, how often do I get paid? Oh, twice a month? Well, how do you get paid now? I got paid 43 times last month. Like I get paid every single day, 6 days a week, but multiple times. Wait, so if I work like this, how much do I get? Okay, I get $1,500. Okay, but if I work twice as hard, will I get 3,000? No. No. So I'm only gonna get paid twice a month, no matter how hard I work. When does the work stop? Or like I think totally different about the comp. Like, wait, it doesn't matter how hard I work. It doesn't matter, and I'm never gonna get more money. If I work less, do I get less pay? All this stuff, right? I only get paid twice a month. No, that if you gave a business owner an employee's compensation, they would go crazy.
Yeah.
They wouldn't understand it. So we also have to understand, on the flip side, trying to give an employee a business owner's comp immediately right off the jump, head's gonna explode. So you gotta drop it in there and explain. Wait, you want me to make more money? When people like, and I flip it on them when they say, wait, so, like this is what I said, right? Down when they say, so, and they say it, and it's fair, it's a fair question. Hey, so I only get paid if I help a family, right? I go, yeah. And then I'll say, I only get paid if you help a family too. Like, so I know you're saying it like, and I'll sometimes I'll throw my weight around, right? I say, Donald, so look, I'm making an investment in you too. And my time is valuable, man. So if you get paid, I get paid. So I want you to get paid, right? Because I'm not doing it for fun. Now, you told me you need to make more money because you want a house or you want this or, right? Whatever it is that you need. So, like, yeah, I know. I'm thinking about this too. Like, am I gonna freaking put the time in you? Because I only get paid if you get paid. I don't get paid for you coming around. You come to the meeting, and I don't get paid for this. I didn't get paid for any of this. Matter of fact, if the meetings I felt were unproductive, I would send you out in the field because I know some of you guys can close business. And I'll actually get paid. So I wouldn't do the meetings if I didn't feel that they're helpful and productive. I wouldn't interview you if why do you think I'm doing it? You should copy me. Right? Like, you should copy what I'm doing because what I'm doing has paid me. And I'm not in this for anything besides growing a business, making more money. So, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to go through this really quickly. Okay. So here, a couple questions here, right? You got to ask somebody, right? I know these questions are rudimentary, but it's just like the KT. Hey, Gina, so say you're a district leader, I help you, I train you, I work with you, right? I take you under my wing, I show you everything. You go out, I teach you how to be competent, you go out, help a family, you make $1,400. How would you feel? Yeah? How long does it take you to make $1,400? Ask them. This is math. I'm going to start breaking it down. I don't know. Yeah, that's a problem. You don't even know. Hey, I know for me, and this is the truth, right? I know my company, they said $37,000 a year, which sounds great. That's $17 an hour. That's what I made. Okay? $17 an hour, let's look at it. I'll calculate it right now. $17.79, I think that's what I made. times 40, $700 a week. That's what I make. After tax, you take $200 from that, $500 a week. Okay? So that's what you're looking for, guys. If you want that job. Makes $40,000 a year, $35,000. Obviously, double that, $80,000. Right? I teach you, right? Hey, look, I mean this. See, you guys are reserved for. I got a senior rep. He's got 2 clients. He's made $5,000 on 2 clients. Right? What, Ruthie? What is my 3? He's 3 clients total. He's probably made $6,000, $7,000.
Oh my God.
Right? Or tell me the exact number. I don't want to exaggerate it.
I think it's a little over 6.
Mike does what he wants to do. He wants to work, he works. I don't tell him to work. Right? He learned, he got his licenses, he's trained. Now he's right. This $50,000 rollover. I got a guy freaking 1.1 million, 500,000 his first 2 trades. I don't even know where he's gonna go. I could put Jen securities clients in front of him. He'll burn.
Oh my God.
What is it, from America? Yeah, that's investments. No, he does. We just did a Zoom for $50 a month. He was just as excited that one as I promise you. No exaggeration, no lie, right? He does not care. He's like, oh, no. I'm like, Mike, why you come home, man? I don't want to slum. Right? But he doesn't care. He's like, oh, no, we got to help this family, IRA. He's like, right? See, don't worry about, I know, maybe you are not where you need to be. Don't bother. Our company's amazing, man. Right? District, we have a division leader right now at $60,000 of income, part-time. Okay? I'm not the best parent in the world. I think I'm a pretty good parent. I love my kids, but I would never deny the joy of you being a parent. Because nothing gives you, not even close. You know, if I failed as a dad, that doesn't mean I say, man, kids are the greatest thing in the world. I would never say that. Right? I love sports. I watch sports, but my sports life, and I think a lot of people that ever played sport, filled with regret. Filled with regret. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't put my son in sports. Oh, you don't get your hopes up, man. You're never going to make it. It gets harder, and the kids grow, and they're faster, and the coach might not like you. And no, would I ever do that? How cynical would that be of me? No, man. Be the best you can be and try and lay it all on because it'll prepare you. Yeah, you know. I wish I would have done hard. I'm not going to tell them all that stuff, but I'm never going to why would I ever do that? So it doesn't matter what you've done or not done. These are the numbers, man. These are the numbers. And we have examples of that in this office. District leader, part-time. How long would it take you to make that kind of money? Look, Ian Pruckner says this in one of his audios. He said $1,500 extra a month is not a lot of money. I don't want to recruit them. That's nothing more true than that. Now, I'm not saying it has to be a lot of money, but if they don't recognize $1,500 a ticket, like one trade, one client, $1,500, they don't see the value in that, probably not going to be a great recruit, man. I make strong income. $1,500 is good money for me, man. That's a $100,000 car. You want to get a $100,000 car? That's $1,500 a month. That you could put your kid in the best school for $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month. Run a hypothetical Growth Fund of America for 30 years. That's a lot of money, right? So you know you got to know what you're selling, man. And I want to know, right? District leader, part-time make $1,500. Most financial companies, you got to be full-time to make this kind of money. Vice president, right? I do the same work, $2,700. Who would you rather be, right? And then override. Ask a question. Gina, what would you rather have? 1,400, you do the work, or 2,700 if you did it, or 1,287 if somebody else does it? Why? And I want to hear them say it.
Mhm.
And I always say stuff, right? I go, oh, I know, you're lazy. They just start laughing. I said, I'm the same way. I said, but for real, you would rather have somebody else do it? Right? I want to hear her say that.
Mm.
Who wants to work, man?
Mhm.
Who wants to work? I don't understand. Who wants to work? Who wants to work for a living? I don't mind doing work. Who wants to work? Right? We gotta uncover that. We gotta see that. That's a problem. Right? I want money. I don't want to work a job. Okay, now we can talk now. I get it. Me and you are on the same wavelength. I need to know. Okay, man. Hey, yeah. Because that's how I am. Like, yeah, I got other stuff to do, man. Like, this is wasting time. I don't get it. A job, right? I want to see if we're on the same wavelength.
Mhm.
Okay, then we go to the next slide, right? Okay, real estate. Now we're going to normalize our comp. Okay? We're going to normalize our compensation. Even though we've already gone through a comp example, now we're going to normalize it. Are you familiar with real estate? Okay? What do they say? They didn't ask them. Okay, tell me, what do you know? I want to know, because this is important. I don't want you just saying yes because, right, like, that's what I did at my job interviews. Hey, do you know earned values? Yeah, I know. I didn't know it. All right. You know, use this machine? No. Yeah, I got it. Right? Are you going to tell me what you know? Yeah, they help people get into homes, or I have a buddy into it. I thought about getting you want to find out, right? Well, real estate is one of the other professional services businesses that allows you to work part-time. So a lot of people want to do it part-time because they don't want a normal part-time job. They need the part-time money, but they don't want a normal part-time job. So real estate is a brokerage. Okay, there are a lot of brokerages: stock brokerage, mortgage brokerage, insurance brokerage, real estate brokerage. Our company, we're just a financial brokerage. We deal in financial products. Now, broker is another term for president, CEO, or owner. So say I'm the broker. And Marilyn, you want to come work with me. Say, hey, Shaq, I want to do this part-time. I heard you can make good part-time money. I'm interested in it. I want to learn it. I want to make my own schedule. And I say, okay, great. Now, I take you under my wing and I train you. I teach you. I show you how to use the lockbox and how to do the paperwork and how to upload the pictures and show houses and all that stuff. Okay, you understand?
Yes.
See, what am I doing here? Okay, time out, right? There's a lot of work before you get paid.
Mhm.
Getting a client, work, creating, not processing, mentorship, training. I'll help you. You see, it's a different thing. Hey, why do you want me to do this? Why do you think if you make money, I make money, just like a real estate agent? Any business owner wants great people. This is not normal. This is not weird. Right? I go to a barber shop, right? I mean, there's one barber has all the people waiting for him. And then the other three, like, if the people don't know that they suck as, then they go, right? And I'm thinking, like, what if this shop had 3 of this guy? This thing would be, like, crazy packed. Right? A barber shop, the owner, and I always ask the barber, like, are you the owner here? You know Arthur, right? Yeah. Right? Do you ever notice I always wait for him?
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, no. I'm thinking, like, man, if you had 3 Arthur fans, geez, this thing would be crazy. So any business wants great people. So Marilyn, you go get licensed. I also say that, right? You get licensed. I want to explain the licensing, right? It's not just our company license, there's an investment, all that stuff, right? So you go out, you pass your exam, you get licensed. I take you under my wing. I show you all that stuff. Guess what? You go out, you help a family. Okay? I don't say make a sale. Help a family. and they move into $100,000 home. 3% of that, 3,000, right? You got to emphasize this, right? 3,000 of that gets cut to the brokers. Of that 3,000, you make 1,500 in compensation. You know, you got your first client, you helped them out, and I got 1,500. Whose money's better, yours or mine? And I asked them.
Yours.
Why?
Because you didn't work as hard as I did.
Again, we get back to where we were, right? So you're excited, right? You made 1,500, and that's awesome. You got your first client. Hey, I can do this, right? I showed you, right? You're excited about it. But my money, so what you're telling me, that's what I say, right? I repeat back. It's not how much money you make, because it's the same. It's how you make your money. It's how you make your money. Right? Because how does an agent make more money? You got to always ask them that. And ask them, how does an agent make more money? And then they don't really understand. Right? And I'll say, you got to work harder. Right? You got to do more open houses. You got to see more clients in the evenings, on the weekends. How does a broker make more money? And I'll say hire and train more agents, right? Because if you made 20,000, I made 20,000, right? If my team makes 200,000, I made 200. See, because we start throwing out numbers, 200, 300, 400,000, people don't understand it. But it's based on team cash, right? If you have a team that makes more money, we make money. This is capitalism. I just want you to understand that. This is capitalism. This is the nature of business ownership. Not corporations, that's a little different. But in a true marketing type business where we're really creating revenue, right? The more everybody makes, the more everybody makes. And that's what we want. It's not, hey, you make less, I make more, like an employee. That's different, right? Who would you rather be and why? And I need them to say it again. Who would you rather be?
The broker.
Why?
Because the broker did way less work and still got the same amount of pay.
Okay. And what does that mean for you?
It's telling me that I need to be a broker.
Okay. Why?
Because I hate working.
Okay. I want to hear something. I want to hear freedom. I want to hear, I want more time. I want to hear, I don't want to work forever. I want to hear there's an end game to this. Right? This is the interview business ownership language. Okay? Freedom, time, money, exit. Right? This isn't employee talk. Right? Employee talk is benefits, health insurance. And I'm not saying, look, I know that you guys are there, many of you, it's okay. I promise you it's okay. But you got to know when you're talking to somebody what attracts them and what message you're gonna put out, especially right when you're walking around, when you're talking to people, when you're at barbecues, whatever it is that you're at.
Yeah.
What you're talking to people about. This is not weird. It's not. This is how business owners think. Freedom, right? Then I say freedom, right? So the licensing fees in the state of whatever, about $800, we subsidize this. And you say it with confidence. Don't get sheepish. Okay? I know, trust me, I built my entire business. I was so sheepish about this. Don't worry about it. They gotta pay, man. They gotta pay. Right? No. What do you got? You're not going to say it like that, but no, I understand. Hey, I'm empathetic. I know you're nervous. I know this. I know that. But it doesn't mean that you have to, you have to go overboard. I wish you would pay all of it. No, but hey, it's $124, man. Our company has reduced that in half from when I started. So this is what you're responsible for. And then tell them you're responsible for your books, a criminal background check. And if you pass your test in 30 days and complete some training, we'll reimburse this. If not, this is your cost to obtain your licenses. Say it nicely, politely, confidently. Now, as a part-time district leader, 8 to 10 hours a week, helping 4 or 5 families a month, you make $2,500 to $3,500 a month. Okay, that is a really good part-timer. I have part-timers doing more than that, or we have part-timers in our office. You know, I feel you can expect, once you're licensed, you know, throw them a number, $10,000 to $20,000 a year, I always say 20 to 30,000. Okay? I say 20, you know, 20 to 30 grand a year. I don't throw out a crazy number. It's $1,500 a month. Full-time vice presidents, 1 to 3 year drill for the right individual, you and a team, about 20 families a month, $15,000 to $20,000 a month in achieve ownership. And this, you got to talk a little bit about ownership here. Okay? You ever heard it's better to own than to rent? I always ask that. Yeah, why?
It's yours.
Why is it better to own than to rent? Why is it better to own than to rent?
Because when you own, it's yours. You get the equity, whatever you put into it is what you get out of it. But if you're renting, you're just paying somebody else's money.
Right. See, and I would go through that little exercise, right? Oh, hey, right? My dad would always say, when you rent, you're throwing your money away, right? Because, you know, I visualize myself throwing money in the trash can. Because when you own, you get the equity, you get the tax advantages, and you can have it. Later, you can stop paying, but if you rent, you have nothing to show for it, right? But when you work for somebody, what happens to your time? You throw your time away, right? Yeah, you got money from it, but you didn't build anything. You didn't equity. You didn't get any tax advantages, right? You ever hear, and I always use this, right? So you ever hear that rich stay rich and the poor stay poor?
Mm-hmm.
Right? See, a lot of people think it's a conspiracy. No, rich people own stuff. Right? My dad climbed the corporate ladder. He did it in the government. And I started at the bottom because my dad couldn't give me his job, right? But, you know, I didn't do so well in corporate America, so I jumped off and I started my own company. Guess what? My kids are going to take my business. If they don't want it, they can sell it. They're going to start off life at a totally different spot than me. Why? Because I own stuff, right? That's why there's no poor Kennedys, no poor Rockefellers, no poor Bushes. And see, in a normal business, I don't know if this slide's on here, but I have another slide, and I'll put it all in there, okay? Because I feel that, huh? I want to find Chandel's secret slide. I know you got something there too.
No.
And the reason why I don't believe in just having extra slides to have extra slides, but I feel you should have business owner conversations with people, and you should get great at it. Because they need to know why we do what we do, why we recruit, why part-timers recruit, why you're trying to get 40 licensed people, why you're trying to go from 400 to 1,000. Right? Man, what you're trying to accomplish, why you're so passionate about it. Right? This stuff has to, it's got to bother you a little bit that people are just working, using all their time working jobs. Right? It's just got to, it doesn't sit well with me. I hate jobs, man. Right? It just bothers me. It doesn't mean that people can't work them. I get it. My dad worked for 4. I'm just saying, but our job is to educate people, so at least they know. So see, in a traditional business, there's only one owner, right? But you already said you want to become the broker, right? And so if you call me one day and says, hey, hey, Shaq, I want to become a broker, I got to tell you no, because I don't want to lose my best agent, right? Because in a traditional business, what will happen is what? You'll become a new broker. And once you leave, right, I've just trained my competition. And that's the problem in American business, right? Your very best people always leave. Not sometimes, always. The brightest, most ambitious, most driven people, right? And why are you saying that, right? Because I want them to know. I'm looking for ambitious people. Ambitious people want to run their own deal. It's not awkward. Yeah, I don't want you to run your own business in a normal business because I've just trained my competition. My income maker become an income taker. And like I said, that's the fatal flaw. But see, why is McDonald's the biggest restaurant in the world? They have distribution. They're everywhere. See, we have a 1.5% market share. Our national is 3%. Our goal is 10%. We have 11 offices. We need 150 to eclipse 10%. If you become a vice president, the company's going to pay me an additional $50,000 to $75,000 a year. So see, in our business, if you told me, hey, you want to make a career out of this, look, and I'm going to stop here because we're running out of time, and you can watch this again. Look, always remember this inherently, okay? 90, maybe 95% of people that we sit down with hate their job. They loathe their job. I mean, they Monday mornings are the biggest dread ever. They are looking desperately for a better way. If you can solve that problem, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to do this, but don't get worried about this talk, okay? Yeah, you know what? I was probably more desperate than a lot of other people. I didn't have the other options. I knew I was going to make $100,000 in corporate America. I wasn't going to go back to school, so I had to make this work. That turned out to be a blessing in disguise, but everybody hates their job like I hated my job. I don't think I was like crazy, Now look, I think some people, they might have the golden handcuffs a little bit more than I did, okay? I agree with that, right? They might make a little bit more money. They got a bigger hamster wheel. They can't walk away. It's like, no, I mean it, right? No, that's for real, right? that's not insulting. I mean, it's like, look, yeah, I mean, $35,000. I remember my trainer he goes, what are you risking here? I go, that's true, man. $700 a week. I'm not risking anything. It's not like I make, like my wife, she's making good money, right? She hated her job, but it's not like, you know what I'm saying? So, but everybody still hates their job. Everybody hates Monday. They hate their boss. I mean, they want to be violent with their boss. Once a month. It's not a week. I mean it, right? No one wants to, miss stuff and spend all their time at work. And they want to do stuff, man. They want to dream. They want to have these things. Don't feel sheep. That doesn't mean I know most of the people we sit down with. They're gonna say some bullshit. Right after, oh, no, well, this, that, I don't know, I'm not sure, my time, this, that, all that stuff. And you just presented the greatest opportunity in the world, but you still present it, right? And I heard a story a long time ago, right? I think I've told some of you guys this before, right? There's the tugboat and the lighthouse, right? The tugboat pulls people to shore and it takes people with them, and that's awesome. The lighthouse shines its light as bright as it can shine because they know there's people out there wandering, drifting, aimlessly, lost at sea. And because somebody shine their light so bright, they got direction. I know that most people, they ain't gonna buy it. That doesn't mean I'm wrong in what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. It's better to work for yourself than work for other people. You're not gonna convince me otherwise, man. Just because you don't want to do it, that's okay. Hey, most people are not going to buy insurance. But if you die with no insurance, man, you're really rolling the dice. And getting it while you're young is smart. And most people are going to put their money in an IRA. But man, putting $100,000 away to become 1.5 of perpetual income for the rest of your life, where you can take small withdrawals and that thing will still grow, I'm right. Why? Because it's right. Not because I'm right. This is right. This is right. This is right. You can look, all the logic and statistics back this up. Business owners make all the money, have all the money, have all the wealth, have all the time, have all the freedom. And this whole BS of going to school, going to college, getting more degrees, and working your butt and kissing butt for other people, it doesn't work. It's never worked. Now, I'm not saying don't throw your brain out the window. If you have to do that, do it. But don't ever let this shade on. And now, look, some jobs are cool, man. I mean it. They give you first-class travel. They have awesome stuff in their building. I mean it. I go to some places, I'm like, damn, there's a nice gym in here. But it ain't the pot of gold, man. It ain't the freedom, right? You know, I'm leaving right after this, right? I'm gonna go to my daughter's little run thing that she has, some ridiculous thing, right? That I'm gonna go to, and she wanted me to go, and she's like, Daddy, you know, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll go, you know? But I'm not at, hey man, I gotta go, is it okay? My daughter's got a little run that she's doing to raise money. Could I please, sir? I was just wondering, would it be okay? I don't gotta do that. That is what's worth it for me, right? My mom's flying internationally on Monday, right? I don't gotta ask anybody to take off. I would go take her to the airport. My mom just celebrated her 70th birthday, right? I would have, you know, I don't have to ask anybody for anything, man. This is what we talk about every day. This is what gets my blood flowing. I'm on the phone, making phone calls, and I talk to a bunch of knuckleheads more than you guys. But I don't let them deter me from our mission of growing our licensed brokerage and finding great people.
Yeah.
Right? And if someone wants our help, we'll help them. But we're not wrong, right? Amanda was talking the other day, right? And it's true. Like, we do a lot of interviews. And if you listen to these idiots, what they talk about, right? I mean, they're out there. Like, I heard some guys. I don't forget. I know you said something. What did I hear the other day? They were talking about working. And I'm like, yeah, you know. I mean, I already thought about this. Like, why would I do that? Why would I work harder and do this? Because you know, I know it is. They will actually pay me more if I work harder. But who wants to do that? I'm like, who wants to make more money? Like, anybody, everybody wants to make more money. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong for not wanting to work hard.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if he doesn't feel like he's benefiting people, but it's just like the mentality. Like, I was just like, man, right? What did you hear?
The guy that they do an Amazon training here, and all the people are super young. They're like in their early 20s. The guy was talking about, he's like, I don't really understand why people are, you know, not having fun now. Like, why would you want to save? We're already a quarter of the way done with our life. Like, have fun now. Don't save your money. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I was like turning like right around. I was like texting Omar. I was like, tell me not to punch him. Omar was like, go punch him.
Oh,
I mean, it's just funny what we're in a different bubble.
yeah,
We're in a
yeah.
different, you know, and this is the life of business owners and entrepreneurs, man. And we're gonna talk to a lot of people that are stubborn and arrogant and prideful and closed-minded. That's okay. I'm not gonna let them deter me, all right? All right, so look, I went long today, but tomorrow we got training, 9:30. Tyson's location, invite a bunch of people, set appointments.